Busy episode today then, as we have a few results to catch up on, a lot of transfers to bring you up to speed with, and we kick off our Champions League campaign, and there might even be a little bit of a rant about my recording software as well. Hey guys, thank you very much for clicking play. Gamer James here with episode 9 of Intermission, and it's the first episode of season 2, but it should have been the second episode of season 2. More on that in a little bit. We're on the schedule page, as you can see, so we had a massive pre-season, a lot of games here. We started with a 4-game tour of the USA. My assistant manager took control of that while I was sorting other stuff out. I then messed up with the Dortmund friendly. I forgot to change it back to me doing the friendlies. So he took charge of that as well, and we lost it 3-2. From then on, I controlled every match, mainly because some of the players I wanted to see play weren't playing, namely the likes of Suleiman Compaore. Brought him in for that Estudiantes game, and look at that, he got a hat-trick. Just some really good results in there in pre-season, and then we came up to our first competitive game and what should have been episode 9. We recorded it, we did everything, we recorded it, and I went in to look at the video to start editing it, and it was 5 minutes and 18 seconds long. It had cut out halfway through, well, not even halfway through the transfer update, so I had no idea what had happened. Everything was still indicating that it was still recording, and for some reason it hasn't. So I'm really annoyed at my recording software. I'm not going to name and shame them on here. But we did win. We did get revenge against Juventus for that humiliation in the last video. We beat them 4-1. We were 3-0 up at half time. We were dominant in that first half. Mauro Icardi, Eric Asensao and Gerson got the goals in the first half an hour. Then Juve really came at us after the break, got a goal back from Diogo Jota, more on him in a minute, and Ricardo Nani put it to bed in injury time, stoppage time. A couple more friendlies, testimonials there that we won, and then we got into the Serie A. And first up was a trip to Trapani, who were the Serie B champions last season, which I think is a really good way of doing it. I think they should do that in every division. Your second division champions host your first division champions on the first day. What a great way to do it. It's not something that happens in real life, but it should. I think that's really cool. We couldn't break them down. It was a very even game in the end. We started off really well. We had a lot of shots. Icardi missed an early penalty, and from then on Trapani grew in confidence, and we ended up with a 0-0 draw. Very frustrating to drop points on day one. But we then came up against Cagliari at home and we beat them 3-0. Jean-Mario Christian Pavon scored after an own goal. And then away from home at Empoli, we battered them. They didn't even have a shot on target in the whole match. We finally broke through, Eric Asensao getting the goal. But it was a really big win, because it was another potential banana skin. And we didn't want to fall further behind. The eagle-eyed among you will probably see our Champions League games that are coming up, and you can see that today we go to Leverkusen. I am absolutely delighted. The draw happened. It could have happened. I could have got Marseille as well as Leverkusen. As it is, we just got Leverkusen. But if we look at our group down here, Group E, we've got Manchester United. It's got it, for some reason it's got it listed as them in first. We were the top seeds, Manchester United were the second seed, Leverkusen were the third seed, and Maccabi Tel Aviv, of course, were the fourth seed. So it's a tough group, it really is. But when it comes to the Champions League groups, you know that the top 3 seeds are going to be tough. If we have a little look here, I mean, you've got Man City, Monaco, and Udinese. There was a really tough one, if I remember rightly. Where it is? I mean, look at this one. Group B: Celtic, Barcelona, AC Milan, and Chelsea. I mean, as far as groups go, that is a tough group. We should be getting at least second. The Man United game is the double header unbelievably. I cannot believe I've got to play them home and away back to back, but that is the way it's fallen. So today we go to the first club of this save. So a quick look at Serie A then before we go into looking at Leverkusen and our transfers, of course. We're currently 5th after 3 games. 3 teams have got 100% records in Milan, Juve and Sassuolo. And then ourselves and Genoa have got 2 wins and a draw from 3. Down at the bottom you've got Pescara and surprisingly Lazio with 3 defeats out of 3. So they could be in for tough seasons. But it was a disappointing draw at Trapani, but they've had a decent season. They've taken 5 points themselves, so it might end up proving to be a fairly good point in the end. But we need to put a lot of wins together, but we have an awful run of fixtures coming up, but we'll show you those again at the end of this video. Let's get into some transfers. So here we go. These are all our transfers. I'm not going to go in and show you each one individually. That would take forever. I know you can't see how much we've spent. If you've added all that up already, you're a genius. We've spent because it's behind me obviously, we've spent 87 million and we've brought in 89 million, so we've done reasonably good business. And you can see if you look at the dates, transfer deadline day was hectic. I can't remember ever having one this big before. So I'll show you a couple because there's a couple of players here that you won't be familiar with. There's a few new gens of course in here. Victor Rodolfo Real, we got him in on a free from Chivas in Mexico. He just looks quality. For some reason his current ability is 3-star, his potential ability is 3-star, but he's only 22. And those attributes, for me, he should have a little bit of more potential in him. But good signing, I think, one to get us a little bit of depth, a little bit of quality in the midfield. We do have a player in from Leverkusen as well, and it's Josef Schulte. Now this one was a director of football signing. I saw him and I like the look of him. He's a right winger, he's quick, he's good in the air. Well, he's good at heading, not so much in getting off his feet, but he's good at heading if he's stood still. But he's got really good dribbling, good crossing, and I thought I could work with him and maybe retrain him as an inside forward over on the left, which you can see he is doing at the minute. He's got the little red dot there to show that he's started to do it. Oops, gone a little bit too far there. Next one we'll show you is this guy, Eduardo Nadal, coming from Roma for 4.5 million. Another new gen, 21 years of age. Again, only 3-star potential. I don't get it. He just looks like he should be higher than that, but another one, another Italian player as well, another young player for the first team, which delights the board. It's one of the philosophies is to sign young first team players. So that's a good one. It looks like he's really good. Once I see him as a long-term replacement for the likes of Mario Lemina. He can play deep line playmaker as well, so João Mario as well. He's just a really useful player to have in the squad. Christian Pulisic has come in as well. Now I said about that Juve match about Diogo Jota. Now he got transfer listed in the summer, so we went in for him. I think he was just under 20 million, and we made the offer, and he got to the contract talks, and they asked for whatever it was they asked for, and I went a little bit under it, as you do, and they came back at me and said we're so close. So I went back to what I originally offered, and they just stormed out of the negotiation. They said I asked you to make a decent offer and you didn't. So that was that. And then the next day, Christian Pulisic got transfer listed as well for the same money. I think it was 19.75 million, and I was straight in there. You may remember I had him at Marseille 4 years ago now, for a little bit, but we didn't keep him. I think we had a future fee in that deal as well of 25 million, but we never exercised it. In fact, I think we terminated the loan early. But looking at his stats now, he is quality. He's 25 in the game, but he's a real good signing. A bit of competition for Christian Pavon out on the left as well, which we definitely needed. Alessandro Bastoni's come in as well, left-footed centre-back. Definitely needed more in that area of the particularly left-footed one. Look at that. He's great in the air. His strength. He's naturally fit. Not the quickest, but not terribly worried about that. Decent tackling, decent marking, good leadership, so will be a future captain. It was a bit of a no-brainer when this one came available. In fact, again, I think this was a director of football signing for about 13 million, so really happy to get him in. And as you can see from his picture, it's a really good-looking chap, isn't he? And yeah, I suppose we'll show you this one, shall we? Marco Asensio. This kid, if you're not aware of him by now, then you obviously don't watch football. He's an unbelievable player in real life. In FM18, he's going to be an absolute beast. He's 27 in the game now. We've picked him up for, how much did we get him for? It wasn't an awful lot, 10.25 million. You can see he's had an awful lot of clubs in his career now, hoping he can put down some roots in our half of Milan. You can see we signed him from AC Milan. They transfer listed him, and we were straight in there because we had to sell some players. And we'll get on to that now, shall we? The big one that's gone is this guy, Gerson. He came to me saying he wanted to go to Bayern. They were rumoured to be interested. In fact, I think they may have made an offer at one point that we turned down. And he came to me saying he wanted to leave if they made an offer. So I said, yeah, that's fine. And then I got a little reminder a few weeks later from my assistant manager saying, just a gentle reminder that you promised to sell Gerson. And I went in and I'd actually promised to sell him, just sell him. I thought I'd agreed to sell him to Bayern if the offer came in, so I started panicking because we had maybe 3 or 4 days left of the transfer window, and this is why transfer deadline day became so hectic, because I had to get rid of Gerson for as good money as I could get, and I had to get in replacements, hence Marco Asensio coming in. We managed to get 36 million for him and add-ons from Wolfsburg. Absolutely delighted, because I think he was on about 170 grand a week. Our wage bill has come right down in this on deadline day, so he's gone. And when when you sell him, you can speak to them. And I said, I'm disappointed with the way you've engineered this move, and he just said, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't done anything. And I'm like, you came to me and said you wanted to leave. I was fuming at that, but he's gone. I'm happy he's gone. Good luck to him in Germany. All the best, fella. Who else have we sold? Ludwig Augustinsson. He's gone to Real Madrid for 10 million. The offer came in. He was on big money with us again. Another 140, 150,000 pound a week wage. He's not spectacular. He's solid. He's good. But when the offer came in, he's getting on a bit as well. I was just like, yeah, you can go. So it's quite a strange situation with him, because I've now signed him once and sold him twice because I signed him for Marseille and then sold him to Inter. So yeah, that's a bit of a strange one. But I love how FM brings those sort of stories out. Another one to go on deadline day was Marcelo Brozovic, Inter legend, 274 league games for the club. But he came to me and said that he'd achieved everything he could at the club. So he wanted to move. Again, huge wage he was on. We managed to get good money for him from Burnley. Originally, my team Huddersfield came in for him, but I think the talks broke down. I don't think he agreed the contract with them. So I had panicked on deadline day itself and offered him out again. Burnley came in for him for 11. No, they came in for 9.5, and we bumped it up to 11. And I'm sorry to see him go, but he wanted to go. He didn't kick up a fuss. He said, I've achieved everything I can. I want to try something new. So I was, yeah, off you go, fella. We've got plenty of good young players coming through, so it's not a massive loss, except the experience. That's a big loss. So today's opponents then are, if you've been with this series from the very start, it is against the first team that employed us, Bayer 04 Leverkusen, managed at the moment by Jurgen Klopp. Let's just have a quick look. How long has he been there? He has been there since 2022, so he's just done a season there. Didn't last long at Liverpool, had a bit of time at Valencia, was out of work for 2 years, and then went to Valencia. He was rubbish at both Valencia and Valencia's rivals Villarreal, only less than a year at both. then was out of work again before Leverkusen picked him up a year later. So, but I mean, look at his stats; they're absolute class. He should be one of the best managers in the game. I don't know what is going on with him. It's a bit weird. But if you look at Leverkusen's manager history, they do like sacking a manager, don't they? Jurgen Klopp is their 5th full-time manager in this save in 7 seasons. Shame on you, Leverkusen. Shame on you. Give your managers time. So a quick look at the Leverkusen squad then. They've got Timon Wellenreuter in goal, who's a solid goalkeeper. Just looking through, they've got Lucas Klosterman, ex-Marseille player while we were there, of course. They've got Emmanuel Mamana, Mattia De Sciglio, Faitu Muasa, my old Marseille left-back as well. Who else is there? Gianluca Gaudino, he's ex-Bayern, if I'm not mistaken. Herving Lozano, very good winger. Kai Havertz is still there. Leonardo Bittencourt, he's a good winger as well, very experienced in Germany. And Maximiliano Romero is the player I've been warned about in the build-up to the game. Very, very good striker in the game, but it's not a brilliant squad. It's certainly, if I was still there, it would be a lot better than that. That is for sure. I think we can get a result today. And look at this. Look who we signed. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen that I put a massive excited tweet out saying, "Oh my God, I've signed Lionel Messi for Inter Milan as a coach." But I went into I just thought I'd have a check for him. I thought I'd search for him, see how he's getting on, and found out that he'd retired at the end of last season and that he was now a coach and he was unemployed. So we went straight in and got him in for the under-20s. Cannot wait. He's studying for a National B license, so we're gonna upgrade him and get him up there. But he's my favourite player ever. I'm so happy to have him in, even as a coach. It's just fantastic. If you have a quick look at his final career stats in the game, in terms of league games, 629 appearances for Barcelona, 442 goals he finished on. In real life, I think he'll finish on more than that. But look, he just played every game pretty much, didn't he? I mean, you have to go back to 2007, 2008 when he missed 10 games. The most he missed in any one season in the league since then was 7. He's just racked up the league appearances. His average ratings have been phenomenal the whole way through. Absolute legend. I can't believe I've got him in the coaching staff at my club. As I say, we're going to build up his qualifications and hopefully he'll be a first team coach before very long, unless someone comes in and nicks him as manager. Final stop then before the match. Quick look at our finances. You can see we've got 17 million left in the transfer budget. We made profit, of course, on the transfers. We've brought down that wage bill. Look at that. We've now more than £300,000 a week under our wage budget, which is phenomenal. Got 70 million in the bank. We are properly rich club with 37 million in profit this season. We're just such a financially sound club. It's an absolute joy after Marseille, where you're scrimping and saving. It's an absolute joy to be at a properly rich club. Here we go then. Here's the lineup for today's match, and it's very much deja vu in that none of our new signings are in the team. So it's Alex Meret in goal, Di Benedetto, Murillo, Mere and Calabria at the back, Mario and Mario Lemina in midfield, and then it's Pavon, Asensao, Gabbiadini and Compaore up top. I've gone for Suleiman Compaore. He hasn't started a game yet this season. Icardi's not been brilliant, and he missed that penalty as well against Trapani, so just going to give Compaore a start. He is a wonder kid. I know he can produce the goods today. Here we go then with the team talk. We've passionately said let's give the fans a good performance despite the odds being against us. Of course, being away from home, we're not the favourites, bizarrely, being the top seed in the group. The press think it's going to be a draw. We've assertively as well told each group of players that we have faith, and it's gone down pretty well looking at that. Everyone's either motivated or happy or listen keenly. So I think we are good to go, and I think we can get the result we're looking for here. bring up the latest scores and we can see what goes on in Israel for Man United. They should win that comfortably, but we need to do our jobs here. Free kick from Meret, Jorge Mere. Nothing has happened really in this game. We haven't seen any highlights despite those shots that it's showing. Manchester United took a 2nd-minute lead in Israel through Villa Libre. So a perfect start for them. Here's Lamina. Can we get a lead here? Compare with a lovely touch. Asensao. I thought that was flying in. Apsh to take the kick. Takes it long. By the way, if you're wondering why Marco Asensio isn't involved, it's because he got injured. He did his knee in 13 minutes into his debut as Compaore fires just wide, and he's out for 6 weeks. Good stuff, eh? Hate FM for that, as Man United take a 2-0 lead and it's Villa Libre again. He's a really good striker. He starts the game in Bilbao's B team, but if you can prize him away, he's a quality striker. I've come across him a few times in this save. Here's Compaore, our very own wonder kid. Lamina, Gabbiadini's made the run, here he is. Compaore's getting in there, and Wonder Kid is on the score sheet, and we score against our first employers. That feels good. It's a good goal. Lamina out to Gabbiadini, drilled across, and a lovely finish into the bottom corner. Half time then, and Compaore's lovely finish has us in the lead. We've just calmly said you've played well so far, but there is still room for improvement. It's gone down okay, no green, but listened keenly for most of them. Didn't really want to stress them out with a big passionate or assertive speech. Let's just get out there, keep the job in hand. Let's just see this one out. Let's get those 3 points on the board. It is so crucial to win your first game in the Champions League group stage. Asensao with the free kick. João Mario, Calabria now drills it in. What was that? Rubbish cross. Here's Irving Lozano. Lamina with a good foot in. Gabbiadini, Lamina, Asensao. Compaore make the run. He's got the ball now, and Asensao's made the run. Oh, and he's put his shot wide. I love this kid. We had an international break, and most of my squad were away, and Brazil were playing Argentina, so I went and I watched that game instead, and Brazil won it 3-1. Argentina didn't even get a shot on goal, and that's actually why I started looking to see where Messi was, because he wasn't in the squad, and I just wondered if he's still playing, surely he would be in the squad still. Compaore's in, good save, Absh. So that's where I originally searched for Messi and then got him in as a coach. But yeah, Brazil beat Argentina 3-1, and Asensao scored an absolute screamer. It was a beautiful hit. I just love this kid. He's one of my favourite new gens in the game, and there he is, putting one into orbit. Asensao now to Compaore. Oh, and Asensao's on the run. These two link up brilliantly, they really do. And here's Pavon, and it's... Oh, they tried to be too intricate. They just, no one would take the shot there, and they were crowded out. We can go again here now, though. Here's Calabria. Good ball in, headed away. Oh, and Romero's going to lead the counter. Leverkusen are streaming forward. They've got 7 forward in the attack here, but Asensao's picked it up. Can we hit them? Compaore. Lovely run. Oh, and Absh has tipped it wide. He got it onto his left foot, didn't he? We've got an injury to De Benedetto, which we'll have to have a look at now. But that was unfortunate from Compaore. He got his foot round it, didn't he? Looking to get it in that near post. Here we go. Another attack then. Gabbiadini playing really well. We've dominated this game. Here's Calabria. Good ball in. Compaore can't get to it. Comes to Gabbiadini. Does it? No, it's Calabria. And there's the hit. And João Mario denied by a brilliant save by Absh. He's a really good looking keeper. I haven't heard of him before, so I'm guessing he's a new gen. As Gabbiadini gets a header in, and Absh again. Gabbiadini with a free kick. Oh, he didn't miss by much, did he? De Benedetto has come off. Alessandro Bastoni has come on, who's a left-footed centre-back. But we brought him on as a defensive full-back because that's a natural position for him as well. And we've just got full-backs now. We haven't got wing-backs anymore. We've also taken off Asensao and brought on Christian Pulisic to play behind Compaore. Here's Romero though, and Lozano. Oh, and they've pulled it across, and Alper Duman has missed by a mile. Here we go with a goal kick for Meret. Man United still 2-0 up in the group, so they will be top on goal difference. But you would expect them to win that game a lot more comfortably than they are doing. So I'm not that worried about that, actually. Here's Romero though, and Alper Duman has just missed. Goal kick for Meret, out to Bastoni. Murillo. Come on, don't dwell on the ball there, boys. What are you doing? Here's a man. Leverkusen really coming into the game now, and the shot from Havertz is held easily by Meret. Man United still only 2-0 up. Man City, I know you can't see it, they're 4-1 up at Udinese, but one of our players on loan at Udinese, Gallinari, has got the goal. A very good looking young player has got the goal. We've got another injury. This always happens. This has happened so often this season. When we've made all our substitutions, we've picked up an injury. I think that's about the third time it's happened already this season. So annoying. Gabbiadini's got the header there, and Compaore goes out to Pavon. Come on, what can we do here? Mario. Real hits one. Throwing for Bastoni. Murillo. Bastoni. João Mario. Pulisic. And Compaore could be in. He is in. Oh, he did the hard work again. But he was on his weaker right foot, I think, there, wasn't he? And he couldn't finish. That would have been a beautiful way to finish the game, as there's been a couple of goals in the Man United match. It's 3-1 to United now. Oh, Gabbiadini's intercepted that. We've got a minute of stoppage time left. Pulisic. Real. Forward to Compaore. He's on his weaker foot again, but he's pulled it across looking for Pavon, and Klosterman heads it out for the corner. While it's down that end, I am happy. This is going to be a glorious return to Leverkusen for me. This is all about me, this win. Here's Pulisic, and Mario is offside. 10 seconds to go, and we kick off with a win. It's going to be a very, 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 very satisfying win at that. Come on, lads. That is really, really good. Passionate team talk. Nobody gave us a chance, but you played magnificently. Well done, boys. Let's have a look at the stats. Beat them on possession, 56% possession, 20 shots to their 15. It was a reasonably even game, but I think we deserved the win in the end, just on the fact that we had more possession, more shots. But Leverkusen did okay, but I felt we were always going to win that. Well, there we go then, guys. That is the end of this video. A solid 1-0 win at Leverkusen. We've now kept clean sheets galore, haven't we? We're on 4 in a row. We haven't conceded apart from the Juve game, we haven't conceded since the league season started. But you can just see those fixtures coming up, can't you? Look at that. We've got Sampdoria, Milan, Fiorentina, then a Champions League match with Tel Aviv, then Napoli and Roma before Man United. Then there's Pescara and Juve and Udinese, and then Man United again. It's a hellish few months coming up now. It really, really is. In terms of episode 2 of this season, episode 10 in total, it's got to be, hasn't it? Man United at home in the Champions League, match day 3 of the Champions League. It's going to be a vital game in terms of who wins the group, you would think. So that will be the next one for the next video. But guys, if you like this, please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already and you'd like to see more, and I will see you for the visit of Man United in a few days' time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.